In this episode of our trip to Jordan, we discover the mysteries of Petra. But before, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on your notifications, because at Joko, we take life one adventure at a time. According to tradition, it was here that Moses struck a rock and water gushed forth. So this area is called Wadi Musa, or the Valley of Moses. Petra is located halfway between the Dead Sea and the Red Sea in what was the land of Edom. Petra was on the trading route of frankincense and myrrh, which ran north and south, as well as the route of silk running east and west. For those that cannot make the walk, there are chariot rides for sale that will take you past the gin blocks and through the Sikh to the ancient city. Petra was the capital of the Nabateans, but don't worry, you don't need to be intimidated by these warriors. But you do need to be careful to not get run over.
Cuidado com o cavalo.
The ruins in Petra are usually approached by a narrow gorge known as the Sikh. There is nothing quite like the rush of emotions you feel as you first see the treasury appear beyond the Sikh. Al-Khazne, or the treasury, was a tombstone decorated with details of Egyptian and Greek architecture. Ladders were carved on the sides of the sandstone cliffs, allowing this wonder to be carved from the top down in less than 4 years.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Perhaps just as importantly, it's also where Indiana Jones found the Holy Grail in The Last Crusade. Although we've all seen the facade of the treasury, I was shocked to find out that Petra has nearly 3,000 monuments and buildings, and it reached a population of almost 30,000 people. Even so, the whole city was built in just 200 years. This theater could hold 4,000 spectators.
Aqui o teatro de Petra.
Some believe that the Edomite city Sela, that was captured by Judean king Amaziah, was located here. This area is still home to many Bedouins that sell rides on a number of different animals, as well as numerous souvenirs. The Great Temple was possibly the public section of the royal palace. Remember those intimidating Nabatean warriors? Well, they snuck up on us again. Khazar al-Bint is thought to be the largest place of worship in Petra. It's a perfect square, so the frequent earthquakes in the area impact it less, as the pressure is dispersed evenly on all four sides. To get to the next monument, we needed to head up a narrow path going up over 800 stone steps. Some that want to avoid this strenuous climb pay to ride up on these mules, but our experienced guide Ali told us that that could be dangerous. Let us know what you think about this scenic path up the mountain. Adair Tomb, or the monastery, is simply spectacular. It has clean, straight lines showing a mastery of the stone carving techniques, because any mistake would have ruined the whole facade.
Can you believe it, guys? Here in Petra.
Pretty incredible. Took a while to get up here. That's bigger than the treasury, which is the one that is in the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So this is humongous, all made on the side of the rock, the mountain. So it's pretty awesome. All these steps made us really hungry, so now it's time to head for lunch. And if you're worried that this rider is going to hit into the rock, notice his technique. Although thankfully this meal was not very expensive, it also was pretty simple. But the most important thing was, it did its job. Now that we were well fed, we headed over to this row of massive tombs. To go up to see the urn tomb, it was time to go up some more steps. As we can see here, the sandstone that these buildings were carved from has shades of red and purple, which led to Petra being called the Rose Red City. We can just imagine this city that once included a garden and pool complex as well as thermal spas. The name Petra comes from the Greek word for rock, and it's easy to see why that is the name of this wonderful city. As we head out of the city center, we see how, to support the ancient city's large population, its inhabitants maintained an extensive hydrological system, including rock-carved water channels. Surprisingly, we got to see firsthand how this system takes rainfall down into the canyon. It is no wonder this city was able to flourish in the desert. Since it was raining, we headed over to the Petra Museum, which is free with admission, and it gives very useful insight into how this great city came to be and flourish. It has fascinating multimedia exhibits. Still watching? Might as well hit that subscribe button. It's free, so you will never regret it. You can also check out our other videos about Jordan here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications. Until next time.